NASCAR just made a huge decision that fans have been begging for. But not everyone inside the garage is happy about it. In fact, one big name from 2311 Racing is speaking out, and he thinks NASCAR is making a big mistake. He is warning that this new rule could actually ruin the racing on Sunday. So, what did he say, and why is he so worried? Let's break it all down. Here is what is going on. For a long time, NASCAR fans have been asking for more practice time. They wanted the drivers to have real time on the track before the race. They said it would help rookies. They said it would give fans more to watch on race weekend. Well, it looks like NASCAR finally listened. Earlier this week, Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic dropped a big report. He said the NASCAR Cup Series is getting a much longer practice session. Under the new plan, teams will get one 50-minute practice. All the cars will be on the track at the same time. And teams will get 2 sets of tires instead of 1. Right now, the format is very different. Teams are split into 2 groups. Each group only gets 25 minutes, and they only get 1 set of tires. So this new change is a huge jump. It doubles the practice time, and it gives teams more rubber to work with. The change is expected to start at New Hampshire. Fans are cheering, but 2311 Racing has a different feeling about it. Freddie Kraft, who is Bubba Wallace's spotter, went on the Door Bumper Clear podcast, and he did not hold back. He thinks this new rule could hurt the racing product on Sunday. Here is what Kraft said. He believes that when teams get more practice, they get too close in speed, and when everyone is running the same speed, passing gets really hard. He is worried about short tracks the most. In his own words, Kraft said, "I'm just worried that more practice is going to hurt the race because we're all going to be going even closer to get their speeds, especially like short tracks." Now, to prove his point, Kraft used last weekend's Atlanta race as an example. Remember, that race was at Echo Park Speedway on July 12. There was no practice before that race, and Kraft says that made the racing better at the start. He explained it like this. He said, "Like we just saw in Atlanta show up, no practice, the field is scattered the first run because guys missed it." What Kraft is saying is simple. When teams don't practice, some cars are fast and some cars are slow. Some teams guess the setup right, some teams guess it wrong. That creates a gap in the field, and when there is a gap, there is passing, there is action, there is a real race. But when teams get lots of practice, everyone figures it out. Everyone gets on the same page, and then the field bunches up, and that, Kraft says, is bad for the show. He said, then we get one opportunity to work on it, and it's like we're all right back together and we've now figured it out, and you couldn't pass. It was harder to pass, you still could pass, but it was harder to pass." Then Kraft made a really strong point about the next-gen car. He said the car itself makes this problem worse. The more the teams work on it, the smaller the setup window gets. And when the window is small, everyone runs the same. Nobody has an edge. He put it this way. He said, "The more practice we get, the more testing we do, with this car especially, we just make the box smaller and smaller, and then it becomes even harder and harder to pass." So that is the 2311 side of the story. They think NASCAR is giving fans what they asked for, but it might backfire. Fans wanted more practice. They might end up with worse racing. But let's flip it around. Why is NASCAR doing this in the first place? There is a really good reason, and it is not just to make fans happy. According to the report from Jordan Bianchi in The Athletic, the change is really about helping the smaller and mid-level teams. Right now, with only 25 minutes of practice, most teams don't have enough track time, so they rely on something called simulation data. Simulation is where teams use computers to guess what the car will do. It's like a video game, but for engineers. It helps them get a head start before they hit the real track. But here is the problem. Not every team has the same simulation tools. The big teams that are close to Chevrolet, Ford, or Toyota get extra help. The report says these manufacturers provide additional tools to their factory teams. That means teams like Hendrick Motorsports, Team Penske, and Joe Gibbs Racing show up ready to go. The smaller teams show up behind the 8-ball. By giving everyone a full 50-minute practice, NASCAR is trying to even the playing field. Smaller teams can actually learn the track. They can try different setups. They can fix their car for qualifying, and they can fix it for the race too. That is a big deal for teams that don't have deep pockets. So you can see both sides. Kraft is worried about the racing. NASCAR is worried about the smaller teams. Both make good points, and both sides really care about the sport. One more thing to know. As of right now, NASCAR has not made this official. There has been no press release, no big announcement. But the report from The Athletic is very trusted, and most people expect this change to happen soon. If it goes through, New Hampshire will be the first race under the new rules. So the big question is this: who is right? Will more practice make the racing worse, like Freddie Kraft says, or will it help the small teams and make the whole sport better? We will find out very soon, and you can bet the 2311 Racing Camp will be watching closely. If Kraft is right and passing gets harder, then he will have proof to bring back to NASCAR. If he is wrong and the racing stays good, then this could be a win for everyone. For now, all eyes are on New Hampshire. That race will tell us a lot. It will show if extra practice really does close the gap between cars. It will show if passing gets tougher. And it will show if the smaller teams can finally step up and challenge the big dogs. Freddie Kraft has made his voice heard. He is not happy with the decision. He thinks NASCAR gave in to what fans wanted without thinking about the racing, and he might be right, but he might also be wrong. Only the track will tell. What do you think? Is 2311's Freddie Kraft making a fair point, or is NASCAR right to give the smaller teams a fighting chance? Let me know in the comments below. Here is something else to think about. This whole debate shows how tricky NASCAR's job really is. They have to make fans happy, they have to keep the teams happy, and they have to make sure the racing on Sunday is actually good. That is a hard mix. When they listen to fans, guys like Kraft push back. When they listen to teams, fans get upset. There is no perfect answer, but the fact that a 2311 insider is willing to speak up so loudly tells you something big. Teams are watching every move NASCAR makes, and they are not afraid to call it out when they think the sport is going in the wrong direction. And don't forget the bigger picture here. 2311 Racing is already in a huge fight with NASCAR over the charter lawsuit. So when a 2311 voice speaks out on any topic, people listen extra close. Is this just Freddie Kraft sharing his honest thoughts as a spotter? Or is there a little bit more going on behind the scenes? Kraft has always been known for saying what he really thinks. He is not the type to hold back. But the timing is interesting. Either way, his warning is now out there. And every driver, crew chief, and team owner heading to New Hampshire will have his words in the back of their mind when that green flag drops.